Here I am. Here I am loud on McGuffey's Online Tutor YouTube. I said loud. I meant live. Here I am live on McGuffey's Online Tutor YouTube for Find Richard Halliday. And today is day 179. 179. So I wanted to talk about flagging today. Before I do that, I did get some message. I did get a message of another soldier found. This is not Bailey. This is another soldier. And it's not confirmed yet. It's being confirmed. So before it's out there. So yeah. And I really would love for the Army to level with us because they're still not leveling with us. No, they're not. Yeah. And I would love to get into that, but I just had to mention it because if someone is watching it, then they need to know that they're not leveling with us. And I'd really like for them to level with us. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff going on Find Richard Halliday because of this petition to rescind Richard's unjust waterless waterboard Article 15. It was weaponized by the leadership. And I was talking to my dad this morning about it. And he was saying even when he was in, they would threaten Article 15 to, to get you to do what you wanted to do, which, it is a tool for the leadership. And I definitely understand that they need tools because I'm a teacher. And when you, as a teacher, if your hands are tied behind your back and you're with 25-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 25, 9-year-olds or whatever, and you have no tools for discipline, then you just have a lot of chaos. And when you don't have the respect of the parents, or when the parents expect things from you that they cannot do themselves, it really is frustrating. It really is frustrating. So I understand the leaders' frustration, but I also understand that there definitely is a lack of morals among the leaders. And there is criminal activity. There is criminal activity at the highest level. At the highest level, y'all. St. Augustine said, when there is no justice in the land, then all you have is a criminal syndicate. Now, I paraphrase that, but that's exactly what we have. A criminal syndicate. And it's infiltrated into the army. And that's why it has been so difficult to find Richard. We are on day 179. 179, and we can't find a 21-year-old. This is a $1 trillion DOD. $1 trillion DOD. They found Saddam Hussein, who had a lot more protection than Richard. They they have found all kinds of leaders of other countries during war. They specialize in finding people. Okay? They know where everyone is. And in today's world, with all of the cameras, the CCTV footage, with all of the infiltration, with all of the tools, with all of the equipment, with so many people in the service, they should be able to find a 21-year-old. Yep. And there's Texas Equisearch that we're working. We have already signed all the, filled out all the forms for Texas Equisearch. So there is no problem. They're waiting for us. They're really waiting for the CID to give them the okay to search for Richard. Okay. But when there's no justice, there's just a band of robbers, a criminal syndicate. And so there's no righteousness. Because where there is no justice, there's no righteousness. You see, justice is righteousness. Righteousness is justice. And so that's why Texas Equisearch has not been looking for Richard. It's not because of us. That's why we want to work with the Bureau of Land Management. Because you have to understand, Fort Bliss is almost 1 million square miles. But the leadership knows where Richard is. They know what happened to Richard. They might not know if he escaped his abusers. Then maybe they might know exactly where his body is. But if he didn't escape, they do. They do. Because we have so much information. And I want to talk about, the rush to judgment. And I definitely understand the rush to judgment on a 20-year-old. And it is really very hard to comprehend, to understand that Richard did right and the leadership did wrong. It's really hard to understand that for many. And it's really hard after years and years and years of thank you for your service to imagine that the leadership would destroy a young 20-year-old. It's really hard. They would say, what do you mean he went in with the best intentions? He did something wrong. He did something wrong. It doesn't add up. He did something wrong. They wouldn't go after him unless he did something wrong. It's really very hard to believe that the leadership would be so evil and be so criminal. I don't even think that they know that they're criminals. I don't even think that they know that it's a crime to destroy a 20-year-old. I think it's been going on for so long to destroy whoever you don't like, and you weaponize the Article 15 to do it. And there's been very little pushback on that. There's been very little pushback. I can't imagine. I don't even know how we have the power to do it. My husband has the experience. We have friends that have the experience. We have the time. Well, we canceled everything. We canceled our business. And of course, and our business was to help parents school their children at home. So, a homeschool consultancy. So we canceled that. We sold our home to move up closer to our daughter. Yeah. Good decision. So God has just provided the time, the effort, and then with our fundraisers, we were able to do this. So there's been very little pushback from others because it's very hard. The Vanessa Guillen family were amazing. They're number one. Pushback, number one. So And it was watching the I Am Vanessa that showed us how to do this. Yep. And now I'm banned. I guess people don't want to know how to do this. I guess there's people out there that don't want others to know how to do this. Yeah. Because Facebook is hindering live streams for another 26 days, 26, 25 days. For nothing. Who am I a challenge to? The leadership of Richard. And I'm sorry. But we're talking about my son. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You want me to let you just destroy my son? To weaponize an Article 15 against my son and me not do anything? Is that what you want? What were you doing? What were you thinking? How do you even sleep? And then you get all huffy, send your wife to do dirty work, and the whole while we've been saying, please tell us where our son is. We're offering immunity. Immunity for evil deeds. Do you understand? Maybe even for the most evilest. Is Richard dead? Is that why you're afraid to come out? And this is before the investigation. So yeah, who am I a challenge to? I'm just a challenge to those leaders that weaponized an Article 15 and went along with it. And went along with it, designed the punishment, enforced the punishment, gave the punishment. It's all these people that go along with it, you understand? And it's so evil to me. Do you understand my history? I am Schnabel, Stoffel, Bixler. Those are German names. What do you think God would do to me if I didn't fight against this kind of tyranny, this kind of destruction of someone that is non-deserving, picked on, made an example of? And how many soldiers do you do this to? I've heard from families, they're afraid of their soldiers in the hands of their leaders. How many Germans participated in the evil atrocities of World War II? I know my Oma said they didn't even have a choice with the voting. With the voting, she was given a paper. They all had to vote. They all had to. It was law. And they went in there and they were given a paper and Hitler's name was already checked. And all they could do was fold the paper and put it in the box. That's all they could do. Is that where we're going? That we just comply to evil? That we just comply? But you know what? The Nuremberg trials said to just obey an unlawful order, to say I was just obeying an order, was not enough. It was no excuse. And maybe it's because I have that German background that I'm aware of this stuff, that it is okay to disobey an unjust, unlawful order of an officer and call him out on it. It's okay. It's your duty. I know it's your duty to follow orders. But when it is to destroy a young man, to weaponize an Article 15 that's meant for restoration, rehabilitation, restoration, restitution, rehabilitation, restoration, But it's not used for that. It's used to destroy them, to flag them. You know what a flag is? A flag is when there's no favorable activity. That's what flag that was put on Richard. No favorable activity. And normally there's an end date. Let's say for the next 6 months you're flagged. That would have been a proper punishment for an underage drinking. Let's just flag him. No favorable activity, no classes, no, you can't be promoted during that time. No awards can be given during that time. Okay, let's just flag him for a certain amount of time. But Richard received a flag, but there was no end date. No end date, no future. They destroyed his option of making the military a career. Do they not want stellar soldiers with a character in the military? Is that what is happening? They want a military of criminals? Is that what is happening? I would like to know that. I would like someone to answer that question. Because why did they not put an end date on the flag they gave Richard? And then the Gomer that they gave him, which is a general order of reprimand, also was said to stay in his record forever. Can you imagine a 20-year-old underage drinking and a Gomer to stay on your record forever? That's vindictive. That is vindictive. When the culture in the Army is to pressure these young people that are under the age of 21 to drink. Richard was 20. I am going to tell this general when I see him, no recruiters on any high school campus. No, none. Because they do not, clearly, they do not know how to deal with alcohol beverage consumption in the Army. Clearly, they do not know how to do it. No. And they want to destroy a young man for a 0.04 BAC that was on the counseling slip. The Gomer was different because there's no consistency. There's no consistency there. But I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't. Because nobody should be destroyed for underage drinking. Should be destroyed. Not just their future destroyed, but to be destroyed. Nobody. And especially for a 0.04 BAC. Clearly, the Army owes Richard restitution. Because clearly they don't understand. They don't have an SOP that knows how to handle underage drinking. And therefore, no soldier, really, I say 20 years old because that's in the Bible, right? All men, 20 years of age and older should be trained to be ready for battle. So they need to make the drinking age 20 then, or 19, so that they can get that year of drinking out of the way before they're destroyed for it. But that underage drinking crap, sorry. Can you imagine? The punishment is like a Hammurabi's codex. The punishment is what is the problem. That means the leadership is the problem. So I just wanted to let you know that there was no end date on that flag, and that's unacceptable. Yeah. I am not even a trained military leader. And I can tell you right now, I would know how to say, hey, you did that underage drinking. Look, you're flagged for the next 6 months. No favorable action for the next, it's going to end on this date 6 months from now. You better clean yourself up. If not, we're going to do another flag. But it doesn't stay in your record. And if they don't get promoted, they're out of the Army anyway. You understand? By weaponizing the Article 15 and giving Richard a field grade Article 15 with max punishment, taking away 3 ranks, that chaptered him out. You understand? That chaptered him out of the Army. And then that lasted, he was on his 4th month. 4th month. It's supposed to last 6 to 8 weeks at the max. So if someone has a problem with underage drinking and you flag them for 6 months and they're still having problems and you flag them for 6 months, they're chaptered out because they can't make the rank like they should. And when they can't make the rank, then they get chaptered out. Very simple. And they can get out of the Army and do their life. But you don't destroy them. They are volunteer soldiers. These are volunteer soldiers. It's so simple. And yet, these leaders want to weaponize. It's like my friend said, a waterless waterboarding for underage drinking. And then we have this small man that's what I call him, the small man, that says, ma'am, he always says, ma'am, he disobeyed a battery commander's order. It was an unlawful, unthoughtful order that's going to did instigate criminal activity, and it's going to cause a lot of problems. And guess what we're having right now? A lot of problems. And I contributed to that order. Yes, I do. It's unthoughtful, unjust, instigating criminal activity. So many problems. It's your duty not to obey that order. It's your duty to rally the soldiers against that order. Like the Nuremberg trial said, it's not okay to use an excuse, I was just following orders. So that's what I wanted to say this morning. I'm also thinking about doing a live stream for McGuffey's Online Tutor subscribers about a lesson in McGuffey's, because I want to thank you, and I know I need to get back to that. And I want to thank you for letting me use this platform that you built to use it to find my son and to get justice for my son, which is a point. I have a mother going, well, I don't know why this would be the least of my worries. Justice for my son would be the least of my worries when I'm looking for my son. Well, look, if there's criminal activity that could cause the disappearance of your son, then you need to get to the bottom of the criminal activity. And that's what this is. We're trying to get to the bottom of this criminal activity, because then we will know and we will find Richard. So please go to, I know I'm a little angry today because I heard about another soldier. And I'm praying that it's not true. You know, it's like you're either crying or you have to be a little bit aggravated because the Army's not leveling with us. So please go to Findrichardhalliday Facebook, and I pinned it to the top. The petition to rescind Richard's Article 15. By having this petition, it will give weight to our request to rescind Richard's Article 15. And what would happen is a investigation into that Article 15. And it will open up a can of worms, y'all. But the Army needs to be reconstructed. The Army needs to be reconstructed. We can't allow leaders to weaponize Article 15s that are a tool to help them discipline the soldiers. Good morning. So, yeah. So I will be on here live streaming for another 25 days. Yep. Okay, y'all, please. And once you have signed that petition, I want to make it very clear. 100%. It's 100% right to sign that petition. 100%. Because then they will investigate to save our volunteer soldiers, to save our sons and daughters from being abused, from having their future taken away from them, from hindering their future, maybe from saving them from something even worse. So 100%, please sign that petition. It will give weight to us, 100% right. And don't stop there. Call your friends. Call them. Email them this petition. Explain to them what is going on. We need your help to spread this, to get these signatures. If everybody, we have 2,400 followers now on Findrichardhalliday Facebook. If everybody would get 10 signatures for us, that would be 24,000 signatures. 24,000 signatures. That would be huge, huge. So please don't stop until you get 10 signatures. And don't forget to sign it yourself. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.